Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Erin and I occasionally make YouTube videos. I have not made one in a very long time, but I'm here today talking to you guys about popular questions beginning teachers get asked and sharing my thoughts. I did just finish my third year teaching here in North Carolina, so I'm no longer a beginning teacher. I'm super excited and proud of myself for making it through that program, and I'm just here to share some insight with you. So let's get started. All right, one question is, were you nervous your first day teaching? I hear that question a lot. Okay, I know based on my personal experience, yes, I was very nervous, like very excited, but just excited nervous. I remember having my lesson plans like printed out, like so detailed, like I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say this. I just was so afraid I wasn't gonna know what to do or what to say, and I just had that awkward time where I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like I just felt like I needed to be so prepared. And it's so funny now thinking back to how my lesson plans looked when I first started teaching versus how they were by end of year 3. Like I would have them, but I could read them and remember them. Like I didn't even need to reference them hardly during the day. Whereas my first year teacher, I think they were like glued to my clipboard that was like glued to me, and I was like, walk to the door. Hey everyone, like no. But I was so nervous that you just had that awkward time where you just didn't know what to do. It was your first time alone, like with your class all day, and you're just like, oh my goodness, like what is going to happen? But it's really not that bad. You'll be okay. Do what you had to do to make yourself feel comfortable, but just know that as long as you guys have fun and make those memories, set those expectations, start it off right, it will be okay. I know it's super scary, but no matter what, you're going to always remember what it was like those first few days teaching on your own in your own classroom, and you'll look back with fond memories, hopefully. My advice for a new teacher is making sure, I have 2 things. One is building those relationships with students and their families, because it's super important, because if you're going to teach them but they don't have that relationship with you, no matter how great the lesson is, how awesome you're teaching it, if they are not invested in what you are doing with them, it's not gonna make a difference and you're not gonna get through to them. So you need to build those relationships first, and make sure the families know that you care. Reach out to the families, let them know what their students are doing awesome. This is a family effort. You need their help and they need your help to work together to help their child grow. It's not just the teachers, it's not just the families at home. You guys are working together to really see the success of the students. And my second advice is stay organized. It is very easy to put off grading for a few weeks, do this for a few weeks, and all of a sudden you're drowning in a million things to do. Stay on top of it. Make sure you're staying on top of your grades. Have a system for everything in your classroom. Stay organized so your students know where things are, you know where things are. It will really help things run more smoothly in the classroom, and that helped me a lot during my 3 years as well. Is what happens when things don't go as planned. Because as teachers, you obviously come in with your plans for the day, for the week, and you have an idea of what's going to happen. But so quickly, things can just change, and all of a sudden you're like, well, can't do that lesson now. Maybe the fire drill went extra long, and now that whole lesson time is gone, and you have to figure out, do I move it? Do I do something else? As a teacher, this was like, even as a very type A teacher for me, it's just, you just have to learn that you had to roll with it. You have to be like, okay, well, we didn't do this, we'll do this tomorrow, or we'll do this later. It's okay. It's okay if you don't fit in everything that you had planned. Know that that's life, that's teaching. Things are going to come up, things are going to pop up every second, even when you don't expect it. And sometimes, even if you get through the lesson, you realize, like, they have no idea what I just said. And you'll have to reteach it, and then that messes up plans for the rest of the week, and that's okay. It's fine to be off schedule. Have that schedule so you kind of have an idea of what you want to do, but if you need to take the time to go back, reteach, do something else, fit something else in that you feel necessary, do that. You are the teacher and you are in control of that space and that learning for those students. Best advice I was ever given is, it will be okay. Just love on your students, do your best, and it'll be okay. I'm so easy to be very hard on myself, like that lesson didn't go perfectly, or I wanted to do this, but I didn't do this, or I didn't get this done, and I just will spiral and just keep thinking about all these things that I could have done better, when in the end, if you did your best, you loved on your students that day, you gave it your all, and sometimes if you don't have it your all, you did the best you could that day, that's okay. The next day is a new start. Don't carry over the stress from one day into the next day. Start fresh each day. If something bothered you the one day, let it go, because it will be better for you, it will be better for the students. Just start each day, honestly, with a clean slate, and know that even though yesterday may have been a total mess, it's okay. And I definitely would say my favorite part of teaching is those relationships you build with the students. I think it's amazing seeing how much they care. If you invest in them and you love them with your whole heart, they will love you back just as much, if not even more. When you work with kids, they are the most genuine, kind-hearted, sweetest beings, and they just want to know that you care genuinely about them and their success, and they will work so hard for you just because they care and know that you care. I love getting the notes, the cards. I think it's so special when I have students that come back and visit me every single day after they have left my class and are no longer even in second grade anymore, and just having them come and say hi, update me on how third or fourth grade is going, and it's just amazing staying in contact with them every day when they come tell me, like, I still know, like, oh, what sports are you doing, and how is your family doing? Like, they love sharing, not just only about how they're doing in school, but about themselves, because they like being known that they're seen as a whole person and not just a student. And when they know that you care about them as a whole person, they really appreciate and really respect that, and you end up having these relationships with these students and these bonds, and they're super special, and I just love watching them grow every year and seeing all the great things they accomplish and them coming back and telling me about it. And I think that's definitely one of my favorite things. My students have such a special place in my heart, and watching them grow up each year and seeing all amazing things they do is just so special, and I think that's definitely my favorite part of teaching. So a lot of people have this misconception that teaching is this: you go in, you teach, and then that's it. Okay. Teaching is not just teaching. There are meetings and planning and this and that. There's so many different aspects that go into teaching that I think one of the hardest things is taking all of those things that make up the profession and organizing them for yourself in a way that's manageable and not overwhelming. Because if you're just like, oh my goodness, I have to do this, and this, and you just keep going and going, your brain is just going to be overloaded, and it's too much. You need to think about, okay, well, maybe this day is, if I do this day, like, get a planner, use your phone calendar, whatever works best for you. I love my, like, I always get like a hardcover Berteau & Co. company planner. It's just so nice. I'm able to write things down so I know what I have, when I have. I also had things written down in multiple places. I had a desk calendar so I could write things down right then, and I also would have my calendar, like the planner that I would take home with me and add things in as well. So I loved having things written down, but I think it's just prioritizing what has to be done and when, and making sure that you get everything done, because that's important, but not stressing yourself out and getting everything done right then if it doesn't have to be. So I feel like just thinking and knowing what has to be done and finding the appropriate time, place, and routine that works best for you is definitely something hard to adjust to, but once you get it, it makes your life so much easier as a teacher. All right, so my final piece of advice for beginning teachers is make sure you continue to find your why. It's so easy to forget your why as you're stressed, as you're overwhelmed, tired, and I have found the best way to recharge and get excited again to get back into that classroom is going to teaching conferences. I have been to the Get Your Teach On conference 2 times, and that conference truly, you leave there you feel like a brand new teacher again. You're just like, yes, I just had to get in the classroom and implement these amazing ideas I've heard from these presenters who I look up to, and they share these ideas, and you're just like, you're just blown away by the whole experience, by what they say and how they say it, and they truly light the fire in you again as a teacher, and you just can't wait to get back into your classroom and share that passion and love with your students. So I highly recommend going to teaching conferences. If you have not been to like a Get Your Teach On conference, check that out. They have different types of conferences. They have it for administration, they have it for lower grades, middle school, upper elementary. So check it out, and even if you don't go to that conference, go to a teaching conference that speaks to your heart, because if it excites you, energizes you, that energy and excitement will stay with you, and it will show in your classroom when you're teaching as well. So that's just something that I have learned and experienced myself as a beginning teacher, and I know I'm going to continue going to those conferences. It's a great way for me to think about and remember my why, because as a teacher it's so easy just to feel like that burnout, but remembering your why and recharging, refreshing, it's okay, take a break, and going back refreshed and ready to go is a great thing. So I'm going to end the video here. I know there's a million more questions I could answer about being a beginning teacher, being a teacher in general. So if there are questions that I did not answer that you would like me to answer in another video, just leave them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to make another video. I just wanted to share like some of the most popular questions or questions I've been asked personally about being a beginning teacher, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you want more of these videos. And don't forget to subscribe and get those notifications, so when I post new videos, I'll try to get better at posting them more frequently. You will know. But I hope you guys have a good day, night, whenever you guys are watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.